Of Rick Shetty, who is going to tell us how to travel around the world while making money, which is a great concept, isn't it? Now, Rick Shetty is the owner and contributor of daddyblogger.com, which is a family-friendly website, and he's going to get up here and share his secret of traveling and earning a living.
Everybody, please welcome. Here you go, Rick Shetty.
Thank you. Alrighty, how's everyone enjoying BIL so far? Cool. I can sense you guys are a little bit tired, so let's get on your feet, guys. We're going to do a little exercise here. All right, do some stretching. You know, you've been sitting here for about 8 hours if you've been here the whole day, otherwise a couple hours. So just stretch yourself out, you know. Give someone a high five. Say, I love BIL. Come on. Give someone a high five. I love BIL. All right, stay standing. I just want to do a quick activity about travel here, so stay standing. If you've been to over 5 countries, stay standing. Over 5 countries, stay standing. Over 10 countries, stay standing. Over 15 countries, stay standing. Okay, let's see who's traveled the most here. Who's been to over 20 countries, stay standing. Awesome. Who's been to over 25, stay standing. Over 30? Over 35? Do I see 40? Over 45 countries. Wow. So far, anyone else standing in the back? It's kind of hard to see with the lights, if you don't mind dimming the lights. Anyone over 50 countries? So far, only you, eh? 50. Oh, sorry, I didn't see him. Okay, let's see. We might, actually, I have a book. I'll give you guys the book, whoever has traveled the most. So, 60 countries. Anyone over 60 countries? Wow. 65. 70. Wow. 75. 80. 85. 90. 95. How many countries? And you? Wow. You should be up here talking. Awesome. Okay. Come talk to me then. I'll give you a book. 93, right? Cool. Awesome. Alrighty. Who likes to travel here? All right, who would like to make money traveling? Cool. So in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to attempt to teach you how to make money traveling. So my name is Ricky Shetty. I'm known as the Daddy Blogger, daddyblogger.com. So my website is all about family, fatherhood, community building, and I love traveling with my family too. So we do a lot of travel, and you can see even the logo. It's a car, and me and my wife there, 2 little young ones, and we do a lot of road trips. But we also do a lot of domestic and national and some international flights and trips. And I'm going to be sharing about travel blogging. So how you can make money as a blogger, as a travel blogger, how you can get free sightseeing, free accommodation, things like that. Who would like to learn all that? Cool, good. I love audience interaction. Alrighty, so if you can pull up the next slide. So daddyblogger.com is one website. I also have another one all about family travel. Anyone here a dad, by the way? Awesome, represent, couple of dads. The others are hanging out with their kids on a Saturday. So I have this other website all about family travel called Family Travel Bloggers. So that's me, my wife, and kids there. And if you can go to About, and then go to the video there, the first white video. I'll just show you kind of a lifestyle as, parents with kids. For those of you who are dads or moms, you probably can imagine it's quite difficult to travel with young kids, right? Yeah, so we have 2 young ones, a 3.5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and definitely it's a lot of challenge with the car seats and the strollers and stuff like that. So, scroll down under About. So I just want to quickly show you a video of kind of like what we do as bloggers. Under About, yeah. So what we do is basically we do a lot of travel in terms of connecting with the tourism boards or getting sponsors, and they help fund a trip. So I'll explain the process of how I do that. And feel free to take notes or ask me at the end. But basically what I do is I first contact the tourism board, and I just said, my name is Ricky Shetty. I'm here from Vancouver, BC, Canada, and I'm coming to San Francisco, for example. And what I say is I'm coming to San Francisco for a week, and it's me, my wife, and kids, and we'd love to review some sightseeing attractions in San Francisco, stay in some of the hotels, try out some of the family-friendly meals and restaurants, And in return, we'll write blog reviews, we'll do social media sharing, Facebooking, tweeting, Instagramming, periscoping, etc. And usually I just leave it in the corner. I just say, dear tourism board, would you like to work with me? Would you like to work with us? And usually they say yes. It depends, obviously, on the circumstances, the time of the year, who you are as a blogger, how much following you have, etc. But based on my experience and my pitch letter, usually I'm able to get at least something. It might be just some sightseeing attractions. It might be full accommodation. It might be in the flight there. It might be kind of like the whole shebang. So everything from the flight, the sightseeing, the hotels, the food, all expense paid. All right, so let's show the San Francisco trip. This is an example of a trip we did through my blog. Cool. How was that video? All right. That's my limited editing skills. I just do that on iPhone or iMac. I don't have much editing skills. But basically, that trip was pretty much all funded. We flew ourselves, but then once we got there, we got all the sightseeing covered. So they gave us like a cable car pass to go in the cable cars. They gave us a trip around Alcatraz, a trip to Alcatraz, and also around the San Francisco Bay. They gave us a hop-on, hop-off pass as well. They gave us some meals. They gave us a hotel right in Union Square, for those of you who've been to San Francisco. So that trip, if you calculate all the value of it, it's probably in the $1,500 to $2,000 range with like hotels. They're probably $200 to $300 a night, all the sightseeing, all the food, etc. And sometimes we even get the flights too. So if you can calculate the value of it, it can be quite lucrative in terms of the amount you save. So I'm going to be teaching about making money traveling, but also saving money, right? So because if you were going to San Francisco and you're spending, especially with the U.S. exchange dollar right now, you're going to be spending, $100 a night, which is probably like 150 Canadian, right? And then plus all the food, the sightseeing, et cetera, it's going to add up. So as a travel blogger, and I encourage you guys to start a blog if you don't, you can get tons and tons of perks, such as free trips and press trips, comp trips, et cetera. So I just wanted to know here, who here is already a blogger? Just a general blogger. It doesn't have to be a travel blogger. Who's a blogger already? Okay, not too many. Who's never ever blogged ever in their life? All right. So I'm going to teach you the basics of starting a blog, basically making a blog, marketing a blog, and monetizing a blog. So to start off, this is the foundation. How do you make a blog? It's like any business. You got to build up a foundation. And the foundation of that is your brand. So figuring out your brand, your logo, your graphics, your brand messaging, your brand voice. Things like figuring out who you're trying to reach, like who is your ideal reader, who is the person on the other side of the computer screen that you're trying to reach. For me, I'm just trying to reach one person, and that's the person on the side of the screen, and it's usually a dad, a new dad, young family, etc. Right? So that's my target market, and it's even more specific than that for me. It's like a Vancouver entrepreneurial new dad with kids under 5. So that's my highly specific niche of who I'm trying to reach. So with your blogs, figure out, and with your businesses, who are you trying to reach? And the more niche, the more specific you can get, the more you'll be able to reach with them, connect with them, and build up a relationship with your readers. So first, it's the branding. It's figuring out who your reader is. Then you go into things like how often you're going to blog. I recommend at least blogging once a week. If you're a really avid writer, you can blog multiple times a week. Sometimes even people blog daily. Some people are even keen, just blogging multiple times a day. And when you're setting up your blog, there's different platforms. Like, who here has ever heard of Vancity Buzz? Cool. Anyone heard of Miss 604? So these are the big Vancouver bloggers, and they follow very different models. So Vancity Buzz is very much like an online magazine with many different writers, And then the founders, they're kind of like behind the scenes, so they're not really blogging, they're more managing all the writers. With Miss 604, it's a very different model. So Miss 604, Rebecca Boweth, she's actually the face of Miss 604, so she's the one writing, and she doesn't have any other writers. So you got to figure out with your own blogs, are you going to be the face of the blog, or are you going to be more like the manager of multiple bloggers? So with me, it's very much like I am the face of the blog, I am the brand. With you guys, you got to figure out what's more effective for you when you're starting your blog. So that's the making your blog, the branding, figuring out your customer, figuring out your posting frequency, and then you go into your marketing. How do you get more readers? How do you get more followers? And obviously the big one's social media, but you got to figure out who you're trying to reach on the social media. Is it the teenagers? Then you might want to use like Snapchat. If you're trying to reach like business people, LinkedIn. So then there's also Facebook, Twitter, there's Pinterest, there's Google+, there's Instagram, there's Blab, there's Periscope, there's Meerkat, and there's more and more social media platforms popping up all the time. So you got to figure out where is the reader, the client that you're trying to reach. So social media is one way to market your blog. There's email marketing, there's video marketing, YouTube. There's doing guest blog posts, there's doing contests, there's doing reviews of different things. Obviously, things like speaking, when you speak at events or doing networking. So those are a lot of the ways to market your blog. But I promised you I was going to teach you about monetizing, so let's get there. Next tab, please. Okay, so these are 10 different ways that you can make money through your blog and hence travel the world. The first way is, there's actually 3 major ways you can make money on a blog. The first is creating your own products or services. So you have to develop your own product or service. It might be a business that you already have and you're just using the blog to sell that product or service. Or it could be something like a video training, it could be an online product, it could be a book, an ebook, a podcast series, a video series. It could be in like a physical product that you sell through an e-commerce site. So figure out what product or service you want to sell that's connected to obviously the thing you're writing about, your theme, your topic. And then if you don't have your own product or service to sell, then you can sell someone else's. And that's called affiliate marketing. Anyone heard that term? Cool. Basically, affiliate marketing is you're promoting someone else's product or service and you're getting a commission. That commission could be anything from 10% to 20 to 30 to 50. Sometimes it can be as high as like 80 or 90 to 100% off the actual commission. And you can use things like Amazon. So if you write a review, it can be on like a book or it can be on a product. And then you put a link. And if someone clicks on the link and purchases anything, you'll get a commission off that through the link tracking. So that would be a way to monetize using affiliate marketing through something like Amazon. But there's also a lot of different affiliate sites. There's ClickBank, there's Commission Junction, CJ, I think it's CJ.com, Commission Junction. And if you just Google like affiliate networks, there's even ones depending on the thing you're blogging about. So for example, I'm blogging about parenting, so there's certain affiliate companies that just work with parent bloggers. And there's ones with fitness bloggers, or fashion bloggers, or food bloggers, or tech bloggers, or travel bloggers, or lifestyle bloggers. So there are lots of different affiliate networks that will work with bloggers. And basically, you've already built up your readership through those things I mentioned, like social media, email marketing, etc. And basically, you're marketing to your pre-existing network, and you can disclose there, like this affiliate link, or it's a sponsored post, and I've been compensated for it. So first way, creating your own products and services. Second way, affiliate marketing. And the third way is sponsored posts or advertising. So you have your website, and you can do advertising in multiple places. You can have it on your homepage, on your header. You can have it in your sidebar. You can have it in your footer. If you have an email newsletter, which I recommend you have, you can put it on your email newsletter as well. Even your social media posts, those could be paid for too. So I run things like Twitter parties. Even I've been paid to actually tweet out. Some companies will pay you like $100 a tweet even. or like $500 a Twitter post, or $100 a blog post. And if you want to know more about the numbers, I have a media kit and stuff like that. You can ask me after, but I would say for a general blog post, minimum would be about $100 and up, depending on how many followers you have, how many social media people in your network, your influence. Because there's something called like a blogger, but there's also a social media influencer, and they're two different things. So a blogger basically has their website with a lot of traffic, a lot of engagement, and there's some social media influencers with no website, but they have a lot of engagement, a lot of clout on their social media channels. So a lot of people engage there. And companies who are looking to work and reach the customers will want to work with bloggers and social media influencers. So those are the 3 ways. I know I'm going really quick, so hopefully you're taking it all in. So the other ways you can make money through a blog and travel the world is doing press trips that are actually paid. You can do brand ambassadorship. You can also do speaking engagements that are free or paid. So for example, you can speak at an event, but at the end, if you're not being paid for it, you can actually make a pitch at the end and sell something. And this is all obviously through your blog too. So basically you build up your brand online, and you're using that brand, that influence, to do things like speaking or networking. So it's connected, because your blog is your online entity, but when you're speaking at these kind of events, it's your offline presence, right? And I look at it very much like a hybrid model. You build up your online presence, but also like your online network, but also you got to build up your offline network too. So some other ways you can make money is educational products. So doing whatever you're blogging about, you can actually turn those blog posts into an educational product. And you can sell it on, there's some websites called Udemy, that's the big one. It's an educational platform where people are buying courses online. There's also one locally called Thinkific, Thinkific. So those are both educational platforms where you can sell stuff. You can even put stuff on Vimeo that's password protected and then sell that as well. Even on YouTube, and put those for private or unlisted and sell those as well. Basically making a course out of your pre-existing content. So it's called repurposing what you have already. You can also turn your blog post into a book. And I know we have some authors in the room, Diana from Labyrinth Lady and Karen McGill. So she basically turned like a lot of the blog posts into a book. And if you're already a blogger, you already have enough content for a book. If you're writing all the time, you just have to change it around, tweak it, and then sell it as a book on Kindle, on Amazon, etc. Online store, so you can actually turn, on your blog, you can actually have a membership site where you're charging every month. You can also have e-commerce store where you sell your own products and services, but also affiliate products. And even a Patreon. Denise up there on the second floor is talking about Patreon. There's a great guy named Steve Dotto. Anyone heard him before? Yeah, you heard him. If you were here at BIL last year, he spoke as well, and also the first year. So Steve Dotto uses Patreon, and he's basically getting, I think, like, and he made this public, I think it was like $3,000 a month just through his supporters, just through people who follow what Steve Dotto does. He's a tech blogger, tech video blogger, and he's getting like $3,000 like that through his supporters. So you can use something like Patreon. You can also do Skype coaching. So like whatever your area of expertise is in, you can actually market it to your readers saying, hey, thanks for following my blog. If you like what I'm doing, I'd love to take it to the next level. And I do a free Skype complimentary course, complimentary call, and also paid coaching as well. So you can do something like a hourly coaching rate, or something like a 3-month program, etc. So with the last 2 minutes, I wanted to wrap up, but I want to leave it to questions. Anyone want to shout out a question? I don't mind answering them. Anyone have any questions to do with blogging? I've gone really fast. I've covered the basics of branding your blog, marketing your blog, monetizing your blog. And then when you monetize your blog, you can become a digital nomad. And a digital nomad, you can work from anywhere around the world as long as you have one thing: internet. And you can have internet basically anywhere in the world, besides some small villages in Africa or South America. So with the power of the internet, you can actually work from anywhere in the world. They call it the laptop lifestyle, right? And if you build up your presence online, there's so many ways you can monetize, right? It's not just one way, there's multiple ways. And I covered overview, big picture, but you got to figure out for yourselves, as you're sitting there in the audience, which one works for you. And sometimes it's multiple ways, figuring out multiple streams of income and figuring out which ones are working, which ones aren't. So the ones that aren't working, you stop doing, and the ones that are working, you keep focusing, keep concentrating, and monetize to a greater degree. So any questions before I wrap up? No questions, cool. Well, I'll be at the back, and I'm happy to answer your questions about blogging, making a blog, marketing a blog, monetizing a blog. And I'll give you the book there. I've only traveled to 50 countries, so I'm catching up to you. But we're actually, to end off here, my wife and me, we're actually taking our kids on a big travel adventure this year. We're going to Central and South America. My wife's going on mat leave. We have another little kid on the way, so we're going to explore Central and South America. And, you know, we'll soon catch up to you, that number there. So thanks for listening, and happy traveling.